Okay, welcome to a new Dynasty that we're doing here, and I'm calling the Dream League Baseball. Dream League Baseball. This is a baseball dynasty I've been waiting to do for a long time. I was just waiting on the right game to do it on. And for me, I wanted something that was close to Baseball Stars or Ken Griffey Jr. Something that was baseball fun, but not too complicated in the gameplay, as far as like trying to be like, the baseball games that try to be like almost like real life type. Anyway, I wanted something that's a little more fun for me, a little more fast paced. So I discover Mega Baseball 2, and I said, wow, that's the game. So I get the game, and I set up a league, 10-team league. Even had a 11th team that was going to be expansion for the down the road. And I got it set up and got it ready. Now all the teams just had just names like, Lions, Tigers, stuff like that. They didn't have no city names, And I got that ready, and I said, after I get the CBX done, the basketball Dynasty first year out the way, I was gonna come with the baseball. And then lo and behold, about 3 weeks from the time I got Mega Baseball 2, I found out that they got a Mega Baseball 3. And I'm like, wow, and it's pretty good. It's even a little better than 2. So I said, well, shoot, let me go on and get it, since it's so close and I hadn't started yet. So I went on and got Mega Baseball 3 when it came out. And I said, yeah, I like it. And I started making teams. And I said, well, I got to start all over, really. And I started making new teams. And I got about 10 to 15 teams put in on Mega Baseball 3. And then I realized, I found out that I can take the teams that I made in Mega Baseball 2 and download them over into Mega Baseball 3. And I said, hey, I get to keep my originals. So I downloaded them over from 2 to 3. And, and then went on and did because I was just going to do a 10-team league on Mega Baseball 2, but now I got 3, and I've been making teams like, So I said, I'm going to go and do a 32-team league. And the way I was going to do it was, I was going to have like 2 conferences and no division. I was going to have divisions, but I said, nah, I don't want no division. I want to be kind of like old school baseball. Like they didn't have like a division at one point in time. They just had all the teams line up in American League, National League. Whoever won went to the series, right? So that's the way I wanted to do it, at least starting out. So it's 16 teams, no divisions. Well, 16 teams in each conference, no divisions. One conference will play with the DH, the other one won't. And no inter-league play, no inter-conference play, because I don't too much care for that anymore. And the reason why is because, it was cool when the Major League Baseball first did that, but as time went on, between the National League and American League, and they playing all that inter-league, and they playing each other during the season like they do, you kind of lost that the way it used to be, where you had the American League and you had the National League, and this league had their own identity, and this league had their own identity, and the fan bases was more set in those identities, and everybody was either American League or National League. American League, National League. We want the pitchers batting. We want more offense because we wanted better hitters to play, and sit our pitchers down when it comes to offense. So that's how it was. And every time there was a game between an American League and a National League team, which was only the All-Star game in the World Series, it was a big deal. It was a very big deal. But now it's not so much, because those identities just got lost, and interleague play kind of did it for you, So it was up to me. If I was running Major League Baseball, I would go back to no interleague play. We just kill it and reestablish those identities, because it used to be us against them against us in those identities. No matter who your team was in your league, whoever was representing your league in the World Series, that's who you root for. And that's how it used to be. And it's just not like that anymore. Now, who cares, right? They said, well, my team ain't in it, then, But it used to then be that way. You still want to watch it because they represent your identity of how you prefer your baseball. And it just ain't like that anymore. So anyway, long story. Moving on to the Dream League, which is, like I said, is going to be without the interleague play. Unfortunately, I can't do an all-star game. That would be too much of a headache to try to do that. Sorry, can't do it. Well, not going to do it. We're just going to have the winner of the conference and go straight to the championship series. I'm still on that best 3 out of 5 kick. So we just going to do a best 3 out of 5. And that's basically how we're going to do it for now. Now, maybe later on I might make divisions and then have a conference series championship. But for right now, this is where I want it. And also, it's going to get a little, because the first year is just going to be a freebie. But after the first season, after that, you finish in last place in your conference, you're out of the league. I mean, just out, gone, kick, boom. You know why? Because I got a bunch of teams waiting in limbo. Just waiting in limbo. And, hey, like I said, I've been making up teams like mad. So I got teams waiting. So you finish in last place, you're out. You're out. And pretty much take the best players off their team. Let the other team that's left and the new teams coming in, they just pick your best players from those two teams that's getting kicked out. Anybody that don't get picked, forced retirement. Alright, so that's pretty much how the league is going to work. Now we want to talk about the actual teams that's going to be in the league to kick things off. And so we're going to start off in the Sky Conference. And we're going to start off with the Atlantic City High Rollers. This was going to be a basketball team until I abandoned my original, what I was going to do with basketball. That North American thing I was going to do. So I decided to take Atlantic City and the High Rollers and make them a baseball team out of New Jersey. Now keep in mind, the one thing that I was looking at was I was looking for places that didn't have teams in the Major League Baseball. So I said I'm going to states that didn't have a Major League Baseball team, or I'm going into provinces in Canada that didn't have Major League Baseball team. Which is, so that's what I was looking at, and there's gonna be some what you call really, really small markets. But that's just the way it worked out. So anyway, next team that we got is the Biloxi Blues. This is one of the earlier teams that I made in Mega Baseball 3. The Biloxi Blues, Mississippi. Then we have the Gotham out of New Jersey, which I didn't know that there was a real Gotham. The Gotham Super Dudes. It was just one of those teams I came up with. Then we have the Hartford Tigers. Now the Tigers is one of the teams that I brought over from Mega 2, but they didn't have a city name, so I put them in Hartford, Connecticut. Okay, now we have Havana from Cuba, Havana Knights, and Knights, and this logo, my son really likes this logo. He said that's like one of the best logos that we have in the league, so he thinks it's pretty cool. But it's called the Havana Knights. I don't know, it's because maybe I don't know. I don't know. It was just like some movie I saw, I think. Havana something, So anyway, moving on. Another one of the early teams that I made in 3 is the Lexington Blue Sox. The Lexington Blue Sox of Kentucky. And this is just something that I just came up with. I said, hey, there's a Red Sox, but I have a Blue Sox. And then we have the Maine Eagles. The Eagles is one of the teams from Mega 2 that I brought over. Put them in Maine. You can pick any city in Maine you want. Just Maine. Then we have Mobile Bay, the Fleet. I couldn't think of nothing else. Bay Area. I remember that we have a battleship, like a museum now. I said, well, hey, let's do that. And it's called the Fleet. Just be, instead of calling it battleships or whatever. Anyway, this is going to be one of the teams that I'm going to actually play during the season. But I'm not going to play this team until like season 3 if they don't get kicked out in season 2. Next team we have is the Montreal Madness. I couldn't think of nothing else for Montreal right now. I just couldn't, because I wasn't going to do the Expos. Wasn't going to do the machines that was already done on a football team. So Madness, that's the only thing I think of. And you look at that Moose, he does look like he might, he might be a little on the mad side. So you get bit by that Moose, you might need to get some shots. All right, then we got the New Brunswick Bears. The Bears are another one of the Mega 2 teams. And I had to give them a city name, so I put them in New Brunswick. And there they are with the shades. They look kind of cool to me. So that's that logo right there. Then we have the New Orleans Ghost Chasers. I couldn't think of nothing else. I wanted to use the ghost as a logo for one of the teams, and I didn't want to just call them the ghosts or the spooks or the spirits or anything like that. And then I got to thinking about Ghostbusters for some reason, and I just came up with Ghost Chasers. So there you go. Now we got Playa del Carmen, which is a city in Mexico. Beautiful city, I might add. I had a great time down there. I think we was there for like a week. Loved every second of it. and I wanted to put a team there in Mexico. The Sunbird, I think that's pretty cool because it's right off the beach type of thing. So there you go with that team. Now we got the Rhode Island Reds. Rhode Island Reds. This was going to be a basketball team that I was going to do, but just made a baseball team. I know there's a Cincinnati Reds, but it had nothing to do with that. Rhode Island Red, I do believe, is a rooster of some sort. And so there you go. So that's where that came from. Then you got the Richmond Commandos. They was going to be a basketball team, but I decided to make them to a baseball team. And Richmond, Virginia, that is. And then we had the San Juan Bats, San Juan, Puerto Rico. And the Bats is one of the teams I brought over from Mega 2. So, and then we have the Bahamas Birds from the Bahamas. The Birds is also a Mega 2 team that I brought over, and I put them in the Bahamas. So as you can see, we got teams in the U.S., Canada, Mexico. We got Puerto Rico, Cuba, and the Bahamas. So it's really got some teams out there. Now we're looking at the Cloud Conference. The Cloud Conference. So we had the Sky Conference, and we got the Cloud Conference because the sky, the cloud, because we in the dream league. Anyway, we're gonna start out with the Calgary Dogs. The Dogs are a Mega 2 team that I brought over and put them in Calgary. And then we had a Cedar Rapids Cats, which was also a Mega 2 team. And then we have the Fairbanks Penguins. Now the Penguins was the team that I was actually going to play in Mega 2. I was going to play the Penguins. That was going to be my team. I'm going to play them this season, the first season, and then I'm come back to them later on down the road in the Dynasty. I'm not gonna. So there's 2 teams. I'm actually gonna play 3 teams, and I'm not gonna play them back-to-back season. I'm just gonna rotate. So now we got the Fort Wayne Roadrunners. Now the Roadrunners was gonna be my expansion team in Mega 2, my first expansion team. So I moved them over. I like the Roadrunners. It's pretty cool. Fort Wayne, Indiana. And now we got the next team, which is, there's a town in Idaho called Mark, Idaho. And the team is the Diamond Spuds. I wanted to do something in Idaho. And they known for potatoes. So, and baseball is played on what they call a diamond. So Diamond Spuds. There you go. And when my son saw this logo, he said that this logo looked like Mr. Potato Head, and I said that's what I was aiming for when I did the Diamond Spuds. So now we have the Memphis Hound Dogs. And come on, man, it's very obvious why we call them the Memphis Hound Dogs. And when my son saw this logo, he said, you know what? That looks like a real baseball team right there with that logo and the colors and the name and Memphis, So he said that could really be a real baseball team. So I said, oh, cool. All right. Now, also we have the Mexico City, the Iguanas. Yeah, I know. But Aztecs been overdone, and there's a lot of teams out there called the Mexico City Aztecs. And so I decided to go with iguanas. Yeah. So now we have the Omaha corn-fed. Man, this is one of my favorites. I like that with the corn, with the bat and everything. And yeah, I went with this Omaha, Nebraska, the corn-fed. This was going to be a basketball team, but I decided that they would be better as a baseball team. Corn-fed. All right, and we have Pearl City from Hawaii, the Blue Whales. This is not the only Blue Whale team that I have. I have a football team called the Hawaii Tech Blue Whales. But Pearl City, I won a team in Hawaii. I didn't want to do Honolulu because Honolulu is always when you have a team in Hawaii. So we have Pearl City, the Blue Whales. Okay, now we're going to Portland, Oregon. We have, the platypuses. The platypuses. Okay, we're in Oregon. Oregon is known for the Oregon Ducks and the Oregon State Beavers. So I said, hey, why don't we put them two together? And what do you have? A platypus. So there you go. That's what my thinking with this team. So now we have both fan bases. Come see the Portland Platypuses. My son said, change the name. I said, hey, changing the name. Hey, changing the name. All right, so we got the Regina Lions. Okay, the Lions is a team I brought over from Mega 2. I put them in Regina. I couldn't think of anything else. And Regina kind of have like a regal sound to me anyway. And we talking about majestic lions. And I figured, hey, let's put them together. And there you go. And now we have the Reno Dustbusters. Please do not ask me any questions about why I call this team the Dustbusters. It's something that I came up with a long time ago. And I ain't talking about no vacuum cleaner. It was like some story I was working on like years ago. And I just said, hey, Reno, Nevada, there's some desert out there. So, hey, Dustbusters. Okay, now moving on. We have another Mexican team from Tijuana, the Titans. This was also going to be a basketball team. Tijuana Titans. Google said this is how you spell Titans in Mexico. So that's what I went with. I wanted a team in Kansas. I know they got Kansas City, but I don't know. I don't know which side of the border the Royals play on. I don't know if they actually play in Missouri or they are located in Kansas. All I know is I want a team in that state. So Topeka won out, and it said that Kansas is known for having a lot of different types of rabbits. So that's why I have the Cottontails. So that's Topeka Cottontails. I think that's a cool logo. I don't know how y'all might feel about that, but I think that's a cool logo. Then we have the Vancouver Ducks, another team, the Ducks I brought over from Mega 2. And then the very first team that I made in Mega 3, the Winnipeg Undertakers. This is the very first team. I couldn't think of no other name for Winnipeg at the time for a baseball team. And I said, because I try to be like as different with team names that I could possibly be without, getting too crazy. So, Undertakers. So those are the teams. Like I said, we're gonna play 32 games, and the reason why I got it set at 32 for the way that I got it set up, because it's like it wouldn't interleague play. When I had it like at 48, it was a lot of interleague play, so I had to knock it down to 32 because I'm not gonna play 162 games. That ain't happening. Anyway, so that's that. The next thing is that I wanted to bring up is custom players. Now, there's gonna be a while before we actually start playing, so if anyone wants to have want to make a custom player, and that's cool, you can do that. In fact, I'm willing to take as many as 5 players that you want to make up, and we'll put them in there. You just give me their name, which team you want them on. Try not to put 5 players on the same team, please. Tell me the 2 stats that you want them to be the strongest at, the 2 abilities. Mega Baseball, the batters. Let me see if I can, off the top of my head without looking at the notes. Their stats are hitting. Let me see. Consistent hitting, power batting, arm strength, speed, and fielding. That's the position players. And then the pitchers, theirs is velocity, accuracy, jump, what's the other one? I think is it stamina and batting, something like that. I do believe, yeah, I think that's it. So you get to pick 2 out of the 5 stats to be like up there, but everything else will be average, depending on the player, depending on the background that you give me on your player. So I can either say he's an average player, he's a good player, he's a superstar. So, and you have time to get the players in. Like I said, I'm not gonna actually start the league until I'm completely done with the CCBA, which we still have signing day, and when the CBX is completely done, that's the championship series and the part of the off season up to getting ready for the draft, because by that time then I'll be starting the baseball. So you got time to send in some players. I say a couple of days, maybe. It just depends on how long it's going to take for me to do the signing day, which is the next video that I'm going to be working on, and how long it take for me to get the championship series, which I'm going to be working on that after signing day. So there you go. Hope you tune in for the upcoming baseball dynasty. This is going to be the last of the dynasties. So there's going to be 4 major dynasties on this channel. Dream League Baseball, CBX Basketball with their spinoff. Every dynasty got their own little spinoff, except the XRL. I don't have a spinoff for them right now, which is the Extreme Rugby League. And the new SEC Football Dynasty, they're gonna have a couple of spinoffs, but that's basically gonna be it as far as dynasties. I don't have any plans for a pro football right now. I mean, there's something that I'm looking at, but I don't think I'm gonna get to it. Like I said, we just be doing spinoffs for, and some side stuff, I might throw in as we go. But those are going to be the 4 major dynasties. So I hope you enjoy the CBX. Excuse me. I hope you enjoy the Dream League. And hey, tell me which teams you like, which teams you don't like. Pick a team, and we'll go from there. But do send in those custom players. And we see you down the road, I guess. You have a good one. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.